Yo, what's going on, body bags? Bourgie86 back up in this. It's that day again, hump day. Yeah, so what I got for you guys today is actually, I had another film planned out for this review, but what happened was I ended up, because I got this in my last month and I haven't watched it yet. I wanted to check out the transfer and stuff, and it's a film I have seen before, and I'm actually shocked no one ever reviewed it on this channel yet. So I was like, hell, I might as well do it now. And this film comes from 1979, and it's from a director we all know, and his name is David Cronenberg, and it goes by the title of The Brood. This is the new release from Criterion. The MGM DVD of this film is out of print. You can still find it for cheap, but it's awesome that Criterion put this out for people to finally get to see this film. I know they're a little more expensive than usual, but I actually got this during their sale, which is a plus side. Now, if you don't know about The Brood, it stars a few like genre actors that we all know, like Oliver Reed, who's just in everything. He's just one of those like distinctive voices of actors, and he has like a whole genre career. He done a lot of like Hammer horror films like Curse the Werewolf. He did a lot of like non-horror films also that I actually enjoyed him in, like the musical Oliver, and his last film was actually the Academy Award winning film Gladiator with Russell Crowe, the Ridley Scott film. That was actually his last film before he passed away. And this film also stars Samantha Eggar, who's been in a lot of like horror related films. Most recently, a few of them have been released on Blu-ray from certain companies, like Curtains, which was released from Synapse, and the most recent one is Demonoid, which Vinegar Syndrome actually just put up, which are very interesting films in their own rights. And now, let's get into the plot of this one. We're introduced to Oliver Reed's character, Dr. Hal Raglan. He's a psychotherapist whose study and his therapy methods include this method of psychiatry called psychoplasmus. What that refers to is when he therapeutics with his patients, and the way like their emotions are, the emotions actually change their body in a way, and you get to see this in like this opening scene, like a seminar. And then we're introduced to our second character, who's Frank, played by Art Hindle, whose wife and him are actually in battle between their daughter. They're going through like a separation slash divorce, and part of the trial and error is that she has to be like psychoanalyzed. So she does this therapy with the psychoplasmus. And what that inclines is that the daughter gets to see the mother on the weekends at this, I believe it's like a asylum for these people, like it's kind of like a retreat, the way I would describe the way the place looks. And Frank's giving his daughter Candace a bath, and he notices these bruises on her. So he's trying to figure out what's going on, and he doesn't want Candace to go see her mother, but if it doesn't, then he could like do legal actions so she could get custody. And so he lets her stay with Nola's mother. That's, I forgot Samantha Eggar's character's name in the film. That's his wife. Stay with her mother for a day while he does some things with work. And what ends up happening is Nola's mother ends up getting murdered by this figure that we don't really get to see a lot of, but it appears to be like a small like child like entity. And they try to find out what's going on, and they figure out like that these kids might be linked to Nola's character and with the psychoplasmus. So it's trying to find out the mystery of what's going on with his wife and the actual film and the murders that happen. There's a few murders that go on in the film. And that's pretty much the main plot, is trying to figure out how this is all connected with these kids and Nola's therapy and the psychoplasms of Dr. Ragland. Now, with a plot like that, you gotta think like, while Cronenberg was actually filming this film and making it and writing it, he was actually going through a divorce of his own at the time. So what he did was take what was actually happening to him in his life and express it on film, which really is a great way to, like, how an artist should really do his work, because it shows you, like, how that artist is feeling while he's making this film. And this film's no exception with Cronenberg. I think it actually works. I think during the time when this came out, it kind of was like a taboo subject, and you could see like the subject matter come out of it. But I'm not really sure, because this came out before I was born, of course. Now, let's talk about the acting. Oliver Reed gives this like subtle performance, but when you hear him speak, you listen, because Oliver Reed has this amazing voice that hymns, and it's really, he delivers, and the performance is really well, because there's like a mystery between Ragland that you don't know through the film, where you don't know what side he's on, if he's actually trying to exploit like what's going on in the film when you find out in the climax, or if he's really trying to help these people, because it's really like a subtle performance. Even though like him and Art have these conversations like near the end of the film, you still don't really know what's going on with his character. And I like that mystery about him. And Oliver Reed does a really good job in this film. I always enjoyed him in films. Samantha Eggar, she's really like over the top in her, like the therapeutic scenes with Oliver Reed, but she really delivers too. And Art Hengel, he gives like the subtle performance, because he's the one taking like all the things, the combination of what's going on in the events of the film. The film is shot really well, and the effects, very subtle I might add, are really well done when they're done. Now, the musical score by Howard Shore in this film is unbelievable, because it has like this F-tone violin stuff, and it has this pulsating stuff when the tense scenes come up and the violin strikes in, like doo 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 doo, like that, and it really, really sets the mood of the film with the score. Now, this film does have its downside, the very final ending scene. I don't want to ruin it. I didn't really know how to really think of it. That's probably the only one thing I have with this film. If you know what I mean, it's kind of like one of those to be continued endings in a way, or like, you know, like The Brood 2, if it ever happened. But other than that, I really highly enjoyed this film. If I had to rate The Brood, I'm going to give it a solid 9 out of 10. Not really like a complex film, and it's not for everyone, but it's enjoyable, and it shows like a master like in his like struggle of like what he's going through, and the way he tells that story. That's pretty much all the plot I could give, and the rating I'll give for The Brood. Solid 9 out of 10. Awesome film. I do highly recommend you pick up the Criterion. It actually has a lot of bonus features on it. It even has a bonus film, which I haven't checked out yet, from early Cronenberg. So I'll check that out. I don't know what kind of film it is. So that's all I got. So I hope you enjoyed the review. Like, subscribe, and comment the body bags. I'll leave my link below. And make sure you guys check out all the other peeps videos this week. Very awesome. And you guys are awesome. Peace out.